Hello everyone. This is Maria with mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another paper crafting video. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about today's video. I may have to tone it down or my ADD is going to go crazy. But anyways, hi Carrie, let me see, Adrian and Tracy and Kim, Anita and Bev, and let's see, Elizabeth, Nicole. Good morning to my Australian friends. I hope you guys are doing great, and good evening to those in the United States. If I have somebody from somewhere else, let me know. um, oh, thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing on Facebook, guys. That is always a super useful thing. And if you share this video in your social media. So, I was telling you, I am very excited. I'm very excited because things are moving forward as um, I had hoped. And so the website is fairly done. It's totally active. The only thing is that you need to actually type www.mariascraftingcorner before, you know, instead of just Maria's Crafting Corner, sorry. Because if you do that, then it will tell you that it's not active, but you have to put the 3 W's in front. Don't ask me why, I just don't know. But that's the circumstance. Supposedly, it's going to update something called DNS, and it takes some time to update. I'm thinking something's going on at this point in time between you guys and me, but I can't do. I'm gonna wait probably tomorrow. I'm gonna start checking into it, but I'm really excited about how that is looking. The website, I like it very much. I was able actually to create a blog. So when you go to what's called now the tutorial corner, you would see a blog post, just one blog, and then to your right it's like the historic blogs, and then you can check in them. So I am super excited about that. Hey Miss Alice, hi Miss Deborah, thank you so much for being here, and Jill too. So that again I am really excited about, and I'm excited that we were able to embed a blog in there, so it looks more like a blog, a regular blog. I am actually, let me tell you something funny. I was trying to upload the old blogs, right? And again, this is all technical stuff that I really don't know, so I mess up very often. And so I did the download of the previous blog post. Now, at this point in time, we're talking about 200 blog posts. So it's a lot of them, and it's a lot of memory, and it gets difficult. And so I did the whole thing, and I uploaded, and it just didn't upload, and it just didn't upload, and it just didn't upload. And now I'm in Google jail. So there's that. Hi Kiwi. It looks like that because I tried to upload over and over again. It just kind of identify me as trying to spam, and I'm like, I'm trying to not spam. Please believe me, it's my own website and my own posts. Anyways, I'm trying to deal with that. All I want to do is to be able to upload as all the historic blog posts. If that's not possible, then I'll just upload them manually. I guess that's a possibility, and we'll see how that goes. It'll be probably done into the 2026, but that's fine. So anyways, enough about that. Still super excited. Now, I think I'm also super excited because we have the coming catalog tomorrow, and we have the online exclusives, and we have just the new, oh my goodness, the new kits, and I am just so excited all around. There's all these many things that are happening, and I know it's too much and it's really hard to track. I am right there with you. And so I'm really excited. Thank you, Anita, for sharing. I may need a good work, Carrie. I don't know. um but there's a lot of things that are coming, and quite frankly, both the online exclusives and the catalog and the mini catalog are really beautiful. So just for new cards, for Christmas, obviously. Beautiful, beautiful options. I'm pretty sure you've all seen them around, and we're going to use some of that today. But I do want to remind you, I'm going to go back here to this is, if maybe that's the paper pumpkin kit that is coming this month. It is, it coordinates with a suite that is called Autumn Toile. And I was looking at it today because in the demonstrator connection for Paper Pumpkin Kit, you kind of sort of see some of the things. They don't show you everything, but they show you some of it. And I think it's going to be a hit, especially combined with the suite. So if you're interested, you have until September 10th to subscribe to it. And the advantage of the Paper Pumpkin Kit is you can subscribe and unsubscribe and subscribe and unsubscribe. They don't really put you in jail if you do it like every other month. There are months that I'm not super pleased with what's coming. I just keep it open because it's fine. It makes sense to me. But if you want to come out, subscribe and then not, if you don't like what's coming, that's totally fine. There are two beautiful, beautiful kits coming tomorrow. I don't have the stuff in here uploaded just yet, but I have to tell you they're beautiful kits. Now, one of them is the one that we're going to be using in October 4th for Card Day, and there's going to be these whole activity with Stampin' Up, and I will be sending some information around that as we get closer. But you have to buy the kit, which again I really, really like. I was hoping, let me see if I can bring it up. For whatever reason, I did not have it. I have not uploaded in here, which is odd because I always have everything uploaded. But quite frankly and honestly, it's been a busy week. So maybe if I do this, you'll be able to see it. So let's see, guys. Let me come back up here. And if we share, okay, it's kind of hiding in there. Let me, oops. That's the, tutorial. Sorry. Let me move this a tiny bit. Okay, there it is. There you can see it better. So that is what is coming in one of the kits, and that's the kit that's going to be used that day on October 4th. And it's just really beautiful. The colors are super, super soft, including Secret Sea, Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and I want to say that's Crumb Cake. Anyways, I really, really like it. So I am seeing that Carrie is saying that she really likes the toile. That it reminds her of a Blue Willow dishware that she had like a kid. She admired as a girl. So anyways, this is a beautiful kit. The other one are Christmas cards and also really, really cute. Now, the whimsical Christmas card is still strong. I'm still working on it, so I'm really, really excited about that as well. I am hoping to have it finished. The date has been moved from the 13th to the 20th, so I can work on all the cards and make as many cards I have in my mind. And also, even the tutorial bundle is coming together already. So all that, that really gets me excited. So anyways, Elizabeth is saying I guess the kit is kind of cute for the card day. Yeah, I will be ordering that tomorrow too. I really like the two kits actually. I really, really like them. And I am thinking, let me know what you think here in the chat or in the comments, that maybe we can make like a Zoom session and watch the TV or watch the card day and do it with them. I don't know. I'm thinking of something along those lines just to have some fun, but I'll have to like really tweak the details. So if I can figure out a way to do that, we'll get that schedule, and whoever wants to party here with me, we can do that. Okay, let's go to the crafting table. Yes. So Elizabeth, for those that are not demonstrators, Elizabeth is saying that the holder is cute. So the kit brings a holder to put your cards, and I really like it. So this is what I am thinking. Imagine making all the cards just as the kit says, put it all up in like a beautiful plastic bag, right? And just give it as a little gift for Christmas, for example. Perfect. I don't know how you call this, the secret friend or secret Santa or whatever. That's a perfect gift for that. I will have the list. So Carrie is asking about what to get for the whimsical Christmas. I will have that list ready by this, I want to say by the weekend. So you guys can have it. I'm going to try today. This year, so here's what I'm going to talk about. And I'm sorry I'm talking a whole lot even before the card. But this year, I planned these. I am going to make several cards, some of them with retired stuff. So the practice card, how I call it, will be with the retired stuff. And the card that we're going to be doing in the workshop itself is going to be with new stuff. So you guys can buy it. Now, the first thing, obviously, you can adjust as much as possible. You don't have to buy everything. I do want to use a couple or a few of the suites of the new catalog of the, new mini catalog and online exclusives, just because that gives everybody some idea, but you don't have to get everything. Now, if you ask me what I would suggest you to get, holy moly, there's two suites that I absolutely love. One of them is the one that we're going to be using today, which I already forgot the name. That's super cool, isn't it? And I'll remember here. Oh, goodness. Maybe? I found it. And then also with that, I don't know, that's the one. Sorry, guys. I had it and then I just forgot it. Anyways, you guys are going to help me. And that one, the one we're going to be using today, which is, I want to say, is celebrating traditions, or, oh, holy moly. Let's see if I can. Well, my iPad is getting really rebellious lately, and it does not work very well. So, not even going to try. But that's a really beautiful one. So it has the suite itself, and then it also has a workshop kit. I bought it both because I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You probably, again, you've seen it. I forgot the name, but it's like celebrating traditions or keeping traditions. It's somewhere along those lines. And let me move to the crafting table. Here we go. So this is the paper for that, and I just have a few of them. I didn't get them all because at this point in time you've probably seen them all around, but this is a absolutely gorgeous paper. This is most likely the one that we're going to be using today. And then you have variety of that. It's Secret Sea, Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Gold, Bubble Pink, Bubble Bath, and Pool Party. So it's really stunning, guys. It's really, really stunning. When you get to see it, it's absolutely beautiful. This is one of the ones we're going to be using for that. And I want to show you the ephemera that it's part of the kit so you can see it. And so this is part of the ephemera, and I'm bringing it here anyways because we might use it today. But just really beautiful. These are cutouts, and then you have 2 pages of cutouts. Great for if you're a if you are a scrapbooker, then these are great just for journaling. But it also has a lot of things. I always think that this is so useful to just use in your regular cards. And then these are the stickers. So it's a really, really complete whole suite. I don't know, I know it's not a suite, but it's got everything and anything. So I love it. The other one that I love also has the workshop kit and the the suite, and that's the Perfect Garden, Peaceful Garden. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep forgetting the names of these things. That's so dumb. But that's the one that has like Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. It's just in blues. That is gorgeous. So those two are the one. So I got 3 suites from the incoming catalog, and one of them. So those are the 3 that I got, and well, from the upcoming products, because in truth some of them are from the online exclusives. But and the other one is this one. Let me see. So this is Peaceful Days is the workshop kit, and that is why I got it. And I got the suite from these. It also has tons and tons of things. It has beautiful paper, and it's called Peaceful Garden. I was not that lost. And the other one that I really love, and this is called Elegant Pine Snowflakes. I really, really like it. So I really like this side. This one is gorgeous, but there's one that I don't prefer. These ones, I'm not totally in love with this side, but truthfully, there is this one is beautiful as well. So those are the 3 sweets I got that are Christmassy, and those more likely are the ones we're going to use. They have a whole lot more coming. I just decided I couldn't get too crazy. So let's go to start crafting. I showed you the paper. This is Christmas Greenery, is one of the stamp sets, because if I'm not mistaken, that is one of those big suites. And these are the dies. I really like that some of the dies are much bigger. Obviously that's a little bit targeting the scrapbooking community, but it also has tons of dies. And the dice for these and for the smaller pieces, but it also cuts out some of the paper. Just that's a regular thing, and I actually cut a ton of them. So these are super useful just to kind of throw a card together, right? So I would say this is one. And the other thing we're going to be using today is, because it's lost, but that's fine, is the Forever Plat folder, partially because that's going to be the one that I may be putting for next month rewards, or this is the Gathering Leaves that is also coming, and I absolutely love this one. I don't know where my Forever Plat went. I hope we don't need it. Because, hey, hold the behold, not everything is ready. I shouldn't, does it matter, right? It happens all the time. I shouldn't do what I did yesterday. I got really distracted. I started doing some other things, and I realized later that I was getting myself in trouble. So we're going to start. This is, so you can do this folio, which is beautiful. There's 100, not 100, but there's a ton of people that do different kinds of variations of one sheet wonder folios, right? And so what that folio is, just like a little booklet, and it's just really simple to do. It is wonderful to do with your designers who use paper, because then you don't have to layer. I did make one layer just to show you the difference, and so you can choose whatever is better for you. You do need, though, a paper that does not have a direction. So for example, I'm going to bring the very flashy ones. So all like these will work, because it doesn't matter how you fold these. Obviously it will look like it's like, if you fold it this way, it looks like it looks like it's working. Same as this one, for example, you will not be able to use, because at some point when you fold, one of them is going to look you know, like backwards. The reason why I am choosing this one is because I love secrecy, guys. I wish this one had this back. So, because this one has some secrecy around, and that will look beautiful. This one does not have really secrecy. What it has is the pool party. So I am going to go with this one because it's the one I think will look better, but definitely would love to do this one instead. And although I like the red, we are going to be using a retired piece of paper. I don't know if you guys remember, this paper is old, like 2 years ago or something like that. I don't know what it was. Well, it was with all the Christmas stuff because I put all the Christmas together, and hold and behold, I had not used it, like none of it. It's so old that it has the soft succulent in it. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I need to use this, and it's so beautiful, and it's the cherry cobbler. So I figure we're going to use this one today. It's going to help us through the process, and that's why I didn't want to use the other one because it will be red and red. At least, you know, this kind of contrast a little bit more. This card is really easy to make, this folio, in the sense that all we need to do is a few cuts, and as you can tell, I was cutting here and doing things with it. And all you need to do, guys, is the first thing, and this I learned since I was doing the mini album, and it is that some of our paper, ours and everybody's, are not exactly 12 inches. They can be a sliver bigger, they can be, you know, and so because we're going to need this to like really fit well, I am just making sure that it's not a whole lot of difference between one and the other, and I am just cutting that. You know, in this case it was a sliver, in the other case it was a little bigger. And now we are going to align these at 10 and a half, and we are going to cut all the way through, making sure, because the last thing I want is to, like, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of that paper. Yeah. I may get more paper just to get this one. Who says we're addict, right? The next step, and it's very hard to see here. Let me see, maybe on this one. Oh, no, it's not going to be. The next step, guys, is we're going to align at the 12-inch side. So here is the 12-inch side, and we are going to score. Always be mindful not to press too hard. Remember that it's, although our DSP has a really good thickness to it, it is still paper. It's not cardstock, so be mindful. You can barely see it, maybe on this side, kind of. I'm going to align again and score a tiny bit more, guys, because quite frankly, yeah, I can't even see what's happening there. So, okay, there it is. I think I can do a little bit more. I'm sorry, but we are going to score a little bit more, a little stronger. I'm going to push. I just don't want this to break for obvious reasons, right? I don't want to have to. Okay, that was a little better. I can see it here. You probably cannot see. It's just a regular score from top to bottom. Now we're going to put these on the 10 and a half inch, and we're going to score these this way. So it's got a couple of different scores. So we're going to go to the bottom. Okay, so Carrie's asking what measures am I scoring at. So let me go back. On the 12-inch side, we align at 6 inches and score. Okay, that's the first one. Now we're going to rotate these, and we are going to align at 2 inches, and we're going to score from the bottom to our score line. And guys, just in case, remember, you will have all that information in your PDF, so don't worry about that right now. So I'm going to score here from the bottom to the middle score line, so that 6-inch score line. We are going to move to 2 and a half, and we're going to score from the top to the middle again, to that 6-inch score line. So 2, 2.5, and now we're going to go all the way to 6 again, and we're going to score there. And we are going to score from the top to the bottom, okay? And again, I'm going to push a tiny bit more so it actually scores. Would it be better if I bring just the white piece? It will be fine. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Would you let me know if you prefer to see it in white, and we can do that. So bottom line, we have one score at 6 inches on the 12-inch side, so half. Then we rotate, we score from a line at 2, and from the bottom to the 6-inch score line, we score, and then we score from the top to that 6-inch score line at 2.5. And finally, we move all the way to 6, and we score at 6, okay? But again, you'll have all those in your PDF tutorial. Now, I know this is hard to see. I'm going to fold this real quick. So maybe that makes it better. Okay, so just so you can see it. So that makes more sense. Okay, here is, this is on the 12-inch side. Okay, so this is the 12-inch side, and here are what I'm going to call the square panels, because these two panels here are 6 by 6, and here are the smaller panels, which in this case would be 4.5, right? So on the side with the square panels, we are going to cut, and we're going to cut. So I'm aligning at 6, and we are going to cut from the top to the score line, to the like from the top to the score line that goes all across. That makes sense. So this big score line, remember we have those two small score lines, don't think about them. We're cutting all the way from the top to that score line that goes all across, okay? I hope that makes sense. Sometimes I forget the words. So I'm aligning this as well as I can here at 6, and I am going to cut all the way to that score line. And this is what we end up with. And so let me move this way. Now, so we were here in the 6-inch. We're going to rotate this again. And this is where you need to figure out which paper you have or which side you're going to have. From what I am seeing, this is going to be the outside of my card, and then the inside is going to be this part, okay? So we are going to fold these. Let me bring my foam folder. So here we go. We're going to fold belly, okay? Now we have these two pianos, remember? So we're going to fold one of them. Here's the score line. I know it's hard to see, but it will fold pretty easily. We're going to fold this belly. So the one square, we're going to fold belly, okay? And now, remember we have that 2-inch score line here. We're going to fold that belly as well. Okay, and that's what we are going to end up with. And now, we're going to fold this one on top of this. So fold belly. All these folds are belly. And we are going to fold, remember we have that 2-inch, 2.5 inch. We're going to fold this back like this. And what we have now is, this is how the folio is going to look. So you have one page here, 2 pages, 2 pockets, and then a couple of pages here, and these will function as a pocket. Now, if you want to do it the other way, you can totally do it, but let me see. If you want this to be like your outside, that could totally be. I think that the problem in here is the score line. So when you score these back, this ends up being the 2, and we need this to be this needs to be the 2 inches, and the one in the back needs to be 2.5. So we have that kind of escalating process. I'm okay with this being covered because we're going to see it all in the inside, and it's just going to look beautiful, I think. And it also, that's always me, I always feel that if you have a very busy outside, then it's very hard to decorate. And so when you have these, although this is busy on its own, we can play with this a whole lot more than with just this pattern, although this pattern is just adorable. Okay, so now we are going to bring the piece we did cut a little bit ago. This ends up being 1.5 inches, and we are going to cut one piece there. We're going to cut a 6-inch piece, and what we're going to do is create another like another page with this. So I am, just because this is going to be like this, I'm going to use this one to see it here, and so you'll have these two sides. But I think that if this looks like that, it'll be too much. So I think that in here, it'll be fine. I don't know. We'll see. But this is where, bottom line, this is how I want this one. And so on this side, you're going to score at, you can score a 1/2 inch, you can score at 1/4 of an inch. That's up to you. I'm going to score at 3/8. The instructions I put them at 1/2 inch because the two I made earlier were at 1/2 inch, but I'm going to make it 3.5. I mean 3/8, sorry, not 3.5. And so I'm going to score that. It moved. Of course it moved. Let's see. There. And so I'm going to score. I do like these to be a little bit like a little bit wider, just because I feel that it's easier to hold. And so when you add it to the booklet, it's going to have more area to hold. And also I also like that because then I can use my thicker piece in here. So let me see. No, this goes in here. Sorry. Maybe I want to do this first. So we are going to, this is how we score it. We are going to fold it belly. Okay. And now we're going to add the piece. Oh, it's too big. So just kidding. Let me bring my tear and tape. And this is what we're going to use. So and just like we've done in the past, I'm just going to cut these. And it's hard to see the score line, guys. It's kind of a thing. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add this piece in here. Okay, so and same as we've done before, in this case, this does need to be right there in the score line. And I know it's very hard to see. I'm feeling it, guys. It's hard to see. But I'm aligning. The only advantage is that we have these corner here, so where these two meet, right? That tells us where the score line is at. So it's going to help us guide. But I'm, you know, if you need to fold this a little bit so you can actually see where it's the score line is, where it's folding, that makes a lot of sense. So here it is. I'm just doing that, making sure it's a line on the top, a line on the bottom, and we're just going to glue that. And that's going to work as an extra page for our pocket in here. Now I did get, so Stampin' Up does not have, I don't know if they have, I checked today, I don't think they have like smaller circles in punch, and I needed a punch for this one because I cannot do the dies for this. So I'm gonna this is a 1.5 inches. I actually got this in Amazon, and I have also, this is 1 inch. I think I'm gonna go with the 1 inch puncher just for because I think it's easy, but it's not easy. It's smaller, but big enough, I guess. So I'm just making sure I'm making it on the right place, first of all. Yep. So this is the place I need to do it. And I'm just kind of I'm eyeballing, guys. You know, I do a lot of eyeballing when I craft. You can just figure out the middle of this. That makes total sense too, if that's what you want. I'm just going to eyeball it, and that way people know that there's going to be something in here. Okay, so we got that. Now, if you, and you're going to see one of the examples, if you like to create a like a flap to close, then this, for me, right, because I don't like anything being visible in the outside if possible, I will add the flap in here. And so I will add it right now. So bottom line, let's say you want a piece in here just to wrap these up, I will do it in here. Okay, we are going to work on a belly band. I like belly bands a little bit better than the flip, than the, I don't know, the closure flip, quite frankly. So we're going to use the belly band, but yeah, just putting it out there for you guys. I am actually seeing these, and I think I want to chop a tiny bit of this thing so we can see. And this is the others you will see is this all the same measurements. This one, I'm just, because I like the other paper very much, I'm going to take off about 1/2 inch. Okay, so let me put this back out there. Yeah, I like that a little bit better, so we see more of that paper. And now, before I glue anything, I'm still going to bring my 1-inch puncher, and we're going to cut in here. Like I said, I don't know if Stampin' Up has one. I looked, and the ones that they seem to have are big. And I have one that's 2.5 inches, I think, from Stampin' Up. But I honestly don't have any others. So these are the other I have, and I figured I'm going to use them. So if you don't have them, if you don't have the smaller punches, then I will have those linked down below if you're interested. There are tons of options in Amazon. These are EK tools. And I like them because I have several of their things, so I like them. But there's tons that are cheaper, and I don't know how much you really need, like the punch to be perfect for a circle, right? Or very expensive. So just saying that out loud. Now we're going to open these, and we are going to add our tear and tape to the sides, and we're going to close this pocket. So let me put this tear and tape in here. I am not adding the 3/8 of an inch one in here just because it's too much. And if I want a bigger piece in here, then I know that I'll have a little bit more space just in case. I have not decided what we're going to put there, so don't quote me on this one really. So let's see. Okay, now we are going to fold our friend just onto itself like we did. All is ready, and there's not anything here, and there we go. We have our little pocket. And now we are going to glue these sides. And all I'm doing, what we need to do is put adhesive, whatever you want to use, on the edge, on the, I guess this will be the top and bottom edge technically, right? The top and bottom edge of the card base, but really these are the side edges of the pocket. So because the top will be this and the bottom is the other one, but that's fine. And there we go. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And that way we have tons and tons of pockets in here to play. Oops, there you go. So, and to add stuff and to add gifts. It could be a gift card. It can be pictures. This is going to be kind of a combination of both in my case. And I hope it ends up looking as good as I imagine, which is not, you know. So there we go. So this is the folio itself. Very simple. You have, you know, one pocket, this will turn into a page, another pocket, the inside pocket, and two different areas here to kind of build upon. Because, you know, there is a lot of squares, I guess, we are going to decorate this. We're going to put layers into it, but not in this area because we have the beautiful paper. So we're just going to figure out how to decorate that, and we're going to do it all together because I don't have everything cut, so don't kill me. Now, I do have a piece of, here it is. This is vellum. It's from Stampin' Up's old vellum, excuse me. And when they said it was going to retire, I bought a ton of packets because their vellum was really, really good. And so I bought a ton of packets. So I have a ton of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of create a continuation from the plaid on the paper with the plaid on the vellum. And I'm just trying to see which is the front and the back. And I think this is the front and the back. And I think that looks pretty fun. Just all together. What's going to happen is that we're going to see that vellum in there, and I'm going to cut a tiny bit. So I cut these at 4 inches. I think it needs to be 3.5. So that will be included in your PDF tutorial. So let me cut these real quick at 3.5 and see how this looks. I mean, I do want these to kind of be noticeable, kind of like that. So you have like something that breaks the patterns. So I'm just adjusting this in here, and we're going to glue it in here. And yes, we are going to put another piece of paper on it so it looks, so we kind of hide that, the tear and tape, and it's not noticeable. I think that because it's at the bottom, it won't be that noticeable, quite frankly, but I do want to make sure that, you know, it's covered. So let me see. Yeah. Okay, so that just looks super cool. I mean, you can just leave these, you can add paper, right? I just think that you can add whatever you want. Probably in this case, it would have been good to add some other paper. So let's see. Like if I wanted to add these, this would have looked too good. Just putting it out there, you know. So it neutralizes all the craziness, and maybe now that I think about it, I'm liking that a little bit better. Don't tell anybody. I'm doing these just, I didn't push this very much, so that was pretty useful. This is already 6 inches, so we said 3.5. So let's go ahead and cut the 3.5 and see how we do, what we prefer. Okay. So the other side is white. I think I like that better. Do we want that, or is that too much red? We can bring these and see how this looks. I think I like this one better. What do you guys think? I do have a piece already in here cut, so we can cut another piece of 3.5 because these are cut at 6.5, at 6 inches, just because obviously everything in this album measures 6 inches. So we can do this. We can practice to see what we like better. I am starting to like these, the Secret Sea a little bit better. So we have red. I'm going to remove these from the options because, quite frankly, it's too much. So I didn't think about that. We have red or Secret Sea. Red, red, red. Okay. Red made it. Oh, Carrie says that she really liked the vellum. So I do too. You know what I am thinking? What if we put this in here, and so we have the vellum on the other side? It's not a bad idea. There we go. So we have the vellum on the other side. We actually made an extra pocket, and then we have these in here, and I'm going to add the other piece in here as a as an extra. So we get red vellum on the back and an extra piece of these for the side. And I'm going to make this one, so the other one was like 1.5. I want to make this one a little bigger. This is going to be 1.5. And it's not going to be noticeable really because the other side is, whoops, there we go. The other side is covered, right? So we're going to mix this together. Okay, so we have now an extra vellum pocket. If we want to use it, I'm going to, maybe if I find my tear and tape, which this, if I find my tear and tape, wait, it's right here. I know, guys, sometimes. So I'm just going to add in here and add in here, and I shouldn't be pushing that too much because vellum will break, right? So, and then we'll add something to here to make this look nice. Because of the embossing, I think that it does not show a whole lot. But just in case, you can always decorate this differently, right? And add flowers to this, which we will probably do that. Okay, I did cut another pieces right here, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to add these here. And actually, we can leave another pocket. So pocket and pop up on pocket is how this is going to look. So I'm going to add that there, and then I'm going to add in here. And obviously you can use glue to do this, guys. I am using tear and tape because I feel that the glue, at least sometimes just it just won't dry on time, and it makes it a little slower. Okay, so we have these, and we are going, I'm just aligning all these pieces in here, and we are going to, hopefully this goes straight. And now we're going to add these in here, and I really like how that looks. I am very excited that we chat about it. And I'm just going to do it in here. There's not a whole lot we need to do except finding all the tools. Guys, you should have seen my mess yesterday. It was out of this world. Okay, so I'm bringing, this is the bottom, and so we said that we wanted, well, now I messed it up. Yeah, we'll get a little bit of it. Moving this a little bit because I should have put the tear and tape a little bit higher. I didn't. So I'm just going to close there. And now we have extra pages for extra fun and an extra pocket. I really like the red in there because it creates a real, what's it called? Like it really neutralizes all that we have here. And then bottom line, we have another pocket in here. Now I am going to say, yeah, I'm going to leave it as a pocket and we'll see. I'm going to use glue because I don't want to bring more stuff. So we're going to let that glue. And guys, this is it. Like technically speaking, we're done. We're done here. Now let me bring, if I find it. So we have, so I was hoping I could find it, but I can't. I'm going to use these as a mat for both of these. I know this one already has the hole. I should have thought about it. I didn't. I may have to make a hole in this thing too. We'll cut it together. It's fine. And let's see. So these measures 4.5 and this one measures 4. And so it's 4.5 by 6 and 4 by 6. And what that means is we're going to do 2 panels, and this is one of those, how you call this, the double-sided, the double color, and cardstock, which one of the reasons why I like it, it's because it is a little thinner, and so it helps a lot when you, oops, sorry guys, when you are using, doing this kind of projects. Okay, so we're going to add this one there, and I just decided this is going to be 1/4 of an inch. So I cut 1/8, I'm going to cut another 1/8, guys. And same here. Because I really like that pattern, that plaid, I really like it. And so I think that we can just put this one in here like that. And then we'll put, instead of building something like another panel in here, I am thinking of building more just like a flower. Put something. Guys, let me let her out. Go. Sorry, but we're babysitting. So, well, I guess dog sitting. And so I know that when she wants to go, she wants to go. So there's like no negotiating there. But that's kind of like what we have. We're going to decorate here with the belly band. I have the idea of a belly band. I don't think that the flap it's a great idea. I'll show you. Well, it is. It just, to me, it limits a little bit like the expanding on the folio. I may be totally wrong. Now let me bring some of the things that we can use. So let's see. So for example, we have this gorgeous one that says December documented, and we are going to get that out. And I love that one. And then there is another one that says remember when, and we're going to use this. So these are perfect for documenting, right? And actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I can put this one in here, and let's say one like that, and boom, you have some flowers in here, and you're totally done with that side. And then some of these can go back in there, and then you can put, so I already have actually a couple of pictures to be matted, and so you can put, I'm going to put this one in here just because there it goes. I guess it doesn't fit very well. So that one goes there. And this one will go here. There's something that's stopping it, and it's really making me upset. There it is. It fits. It fits. It's so happy. So I have actually a couple of them already matted. So we can put one here and one here, just like that for funsies. We have a lot to do still. So let's get on with gluing these. If I find my glue. And so this will be a perfect for a picture, right? And moving these that way. Perfect for a picture. What I am thinking is, so we said this is 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, right? So let me bring one of the 5 by 6, I mean 4 by 6s, and we're just going to cut it to fit there, and we'll just put it in there by 3 3/4. No, we need a little bit more, so I'm just going to make it 1/8 smaller, guys. Actually, I'm going to make it 1/4 smaller. And I will obviously have to because it says 4 by 6 in there, and it won't fit 4 by 6, but I'll just like cut it and it'll be fine. Okay. And so we'll add these here. I just like the bigger mat because the plaid is so busy. And so I think that that will help us to kind of create a difference. Now, in here we have these I'm trying, guys. This, how you call it? Banner? I don't know how you call it, guys, but that's fine. We're going to bring one here. And I don't want to use all the banners, so I'm just going to use the same paper. We're going to cut, I want to say about another inch. Like I said, these are already 6 inches, and these we said was 4.5, so we'll cut at 4.5. And this is going to be easier if we cut at 4.5 over here instead of cutting it later, of course, Maria. And let's bring this in here. So we're going to put the first one here and then that one on top, and this one will go in like tucked in. So let's go ahead and glue that, and it's the exact same width of the paper, so it should be easy because you just kind of get it there in the nook. Then we're going to put glue on the lower area only so we can tuck that journaling note. That's going to go here. And I'm going to also kind of like just put in here a little bit in case I want to add something extra here in a minute. I'm eyeballing it as much as possible. Yes, we want it in the middle and we want it straight. Those things, those details. I do have, remember, so let me already show you what I have in here. I have a ton of these flowers, which I think are absolutely stunning. A ton of these big things, which I think they're too big for here. But let's see what else I have. I don't have anything else cut. I cut like half a sheet of these because I figure it was going to be really useful. So like we can put this one here and make it like kind of like it's hanging out. So let's see if this works. No, because it still like goes over a little bit and I want a bit of that red, so it's not going to work. But we have tons of options in here because we have, I'm making such a crazy mess, guys, such a crazy mess. But we have, again, all sorts of flowers in here and of things that we can utilize. And I am seeing these smaller flower, and we can totally put that one alongside with this one. So let me bring this. We're going to put that one like that. And then we'll bring the flower here in the middle, and I think that it just looks really beautiful. So let's put this back in here, and I'm laying it as much as possible that it looks okay, kind of like horizontal, just so it does not kind of interrupt the area of the journaling piece, because I would not like that to happen. I do have, and maybe you saw it, I do have a couple of these beautiful tags. I already have them ready. They belong to the designer series, the designer tags dies. I absolutely love these dies. I know you know because I've used them like 100 times. So I think that these are fun, and we can put them in here, right? Just for funsies. There is space in the back for something else. And actually, for example, we bring the stickers. We have a lot of fun things that we can put on them because we have a lot of stickers, and I just really like this. So for example, I think these are too big. Let's see how we do. Oh yeah, they are too big. That was a good try. Let me see. Well, actually, I think I'm going to leave these like that together. And we can build another. So I have actually another blue tag just like that. And we can add something in here. We can add one of those flowers. And that will just make it look so much more beautiful. Let's see, somewhere like that. Why is it so big? Come on, guys. They are all the same size, of course. Hey, Julie, how are you? I'm just still going to do it, and we're going to cut that little piece. It'll be totally fine. I lost my other scissors, so it's fine. We're going to cut that. We're going to leave that. And I do have these. I don't know if it's still available, this ribbon. I have a ton of it, guys, because I bought a ton for my daughter's graduation because her school is white, not white, is gold and red. And so for some of the stuff that I did, I used tons of the ribbon. So I bought a ton of them. So I mean, it's good that I'm using it at some project actually, right? So we can use it a lot, and I just really, really like how this looks. And we can put this one in here as well with those, or we can add in here and put something else, which we have a ton of things to add, I think, maybe. So I am thinking this Merry and Bright will look fine, and I'm going to put it up top, just like that. And then I'm going to bring, so these packet brings some little white flowers, and I think these are perfect for that. So we're gonna bring these 3 flowers like that, and it just looks so cute. So anyways, I'll put one there. We're gonna add another one down below, and that one there. So it's just playing with how to decorate this, and whatever works for you is what's going to work well. And so we have all these tags. We can put them here separately. We can put them together. I actually have another red tag. Oh, no, this is not. I just couldn't decide for the front what we're going to do. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I am thinking, though, that we are able to put one of these. Is it too much? Yeah, it's too much. It's too busy. Let me see. We can put this in here in the middle. So maybe on this side and put like the alcohols. I like that. Anyways, this right now is we are playing with all the goodies that come on that workshop, and some of the ones I have already done. I think we need another. Let me bring them. So I have my flip flops. Yeah, flip flops is how they're called. I keep saying flip flops, but it's not flip flops, guys. Flops. These are 4x6. Yeah, and not this one because this is at the top. So the flip flops bring like top and the side. Maybe. Okay, there we go. So I think it'll be fun to add a flap in here. You know, like maybe add it up here and you can see it there. I'm thinking, what do we want this flap? I think I want it in here because it says December documented. So you can add it this way, or you can, I'm going to add it this way because it fits perfectly with this. Now, if you don't think if it's going to fit well, you can always fold it. And for example, like here's the opening, right? So you fold it and you can put it in, well, not in that one, but let me see. In this one, okay, maybe that's not a good idea, but I am thinking that you can add it in here. This one is shorter, so that's why I didn't want it. And I like it over here a little bit better because it's the same size of this folio. But you can also add one in here, just as like an extra decoration in here. Because this is 4x6, you can actually bring one of the bigger ones for a bigger picture. So all sorts of options you have in here. Actually, I was being a little dumb. What I was trying to say is you can, no, well, this is what I was trying to say that you can do. It doesn't fit in any of these, but you can do that. So I think I'm going to put it in here. The other thing that I've done is cutting this piece. So let me show you. Like if you see, the glue is right up here. So you can still cut, what's that, like 1/8 of an inch if you want it a little smaller. And this like really gets stuck to you. So it's still stuck to me, guys. I don't know what to do. There it goes. It's stuck to something else. So I'm just going to put this pretty centered. And again, as much as center looks like, because this is totally eyeballing. And now you have a little one of those flaps, and I think that is phenomenal. And then we can have this too in here for extra. Or even add this in here, because this is 3x4. Well, no, this is 3 1/4, 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So just kidding. Sorry, guys. But we can keep this in here, and then we have this little flap. And I just think that looks gorgeous. We have this one here with its little flower, and then these two, we have decked the halls, and all we need now is the decoration outside. So I have these two. I think I'm going to stick with the red. What do you guys think? Red or blue? That looks blue. The only reason we're going to use these ribbon, so I think it matches a little bit better, just because contrasts a little bit better, but I think that's fine if we do this way. Yeah, red or blue, guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat, which one do you prefer? While you write, I did doubled this one just because this is more designers use paper. It's thin, and I didn't want this to break. So yeah, that is one of those things that did happen. And there we go. Red. So red, red, red. I have a lot of red fans here, it looks like, which is totally okay because I'm a red fan too. I'm going to cut quite a piece. So because I've not defined exactly how I want to do this. There we go. There you go. No, that's fine. Good news, I found my little scissors, which have technically a ribbon, so I remember this is a ribbon. And so these is actually going to be staying in here. You can just, because I think like a belly band you remove, and I have one with a belly band, which I absolutely love. But if you leave these in here, if you glue it, at least on this side, then this won't be going crazy. So I'm going to glue this. And actually, let me bring first, we're going to glue the ribbon to this so it's not moving crazy. And let me do that. And so just throw the poor take your pick somewhere, and I'm wondering what's happening. And where did it go? I think that's a good, I don't want to do it yet, so I make sure that I have enough to tie a bow. By the way, when Belinda watches this, thank you so very much. She sent me the 10-second bow maker, and I was very, very excited. I have still to play with it, but I'm super excited about that. So there you go. That is going to go there, and I'm just going to put some glue in the side here to attach these to the folio directly, and that way this is not moving. There you go. Okay, we're gonna give that a second. We're going to need, if I'm not mistaken, this was 2 by 2 square. Let me see. I think it is 2 by 2. I'm gonna start with 3 because for whatever reason 3 sounds like it was. I can't remember. So I'm gonna cut a 3 by 3 square, and it's obviously very big, so don't pay attention to me. And we'll go with 2.5 by 2.5. There you go. 2.5 by 2.5 is if you have these tag. That's what works. And so let's put this back in here. And now I'm really putting all these like that. So just to have some white in the mat in case you want to do something, but you don't need to keep that white. I do have, so let's go back to the stuff I have here. And this one would be too big. Yep, too big. We'll see what we got. There's a variety of little things. Too much. Bear with me, guys. We do have some big flowers, and this is what I initially thought of kind of bringing in here, right? So we have one of these really, really big flowers like that. I think like that. And because it fits fairly well in the card, and so I think that this may be what we end up doing. I may put this one a little tweak like that, and we have some of these just to, again, this is kind of just to create some fun. We have some big ones in blue, and that makes it so much easier, right? Like, it's crazy how much easier it is. They have just a bubble bath one that we can put on top. And so let me tie these so it's not on my way, because it's being on my way. There. I'm seeing if there's anything that we can use in here, but I don't think so. Like, so I don't have to stamp, but I don't think so, guys. So there's that. But if we do this and bring this one here, so that one just like that, and then we bring this one here, like on a dimensional, that'll look really, really cute. Oh, I hope you feel better, Kiwi. So what do you guys think? Is that good? I also have just these two, which are more traditional if you want. But I kind of like these bigger leaves like that in a... It just gives it, like, it maintains the kind of the size with the big flower here. I'm checking in to see what I have that we can use, but I don't see a whole lot. Let me know what you guys think. Now, just while you do that, I'm going to go and grab a stamp that says something Christmassy. So this is Peace on Earth. It belongs to the Peaceful Green. It has just a variety of things, right? Sending love, wishing you peace, love, and joy. I mean, you can pray with this, sending heartfelt prayers. This is a kind of stamps that I like. But I really like this piece, Love and Joy, very much. And that may be the one we're using since it's out here somewhere, I hope. Or I lost it already, because that would be phenomenal. Yeah, I used it yesterday. I don't know where it went. The things that happen to Maria. How often does that happen to you guys? Please tell me that it happens every so often. Oh, I know where it should be. Yes, on my MISTI, because you know how it works. Every time we know how it works. So let's go ahead and keep that there. We're going to bring, I mean, it's a little bit late, but I am thinking of a piece of bread. And we can, what I am thinking is we can emboss it in white, and that will look really cute. Right? What you guys think? And I see I see Kim saying that it happens all the time. I know, it's so funny how it really happens all the time. Let me make sure that this is well aligned. Yeah, that leaves us enough. Oops, wrong place. Okay, I don't know if you have this. This is one of those things that I do recommend, as you know, the stamping extra tool. But I really love it. It's really, really useful. So all I'm doing, guys, and I know you can't see, but all I'm doing is adding the Versamark ink, and that's why I'm using the MISTI, because that way, if I feel that I didn't have enough ink in there to get the white going, then I can just re-stamp. And I'm going to add a tiny bit. And if you don't have a MISTI, what are you thinking? No, I'm just kidding, but the MISTI is definitely something to me that you have to have. I'm going to put that on the side there. It's chaos and mayhem in here, guys. Let me bring these out. And I know I have a lot of white powder. I have always told you very honestly that I have white powder because I have a few other brands and I just mixed it all together. At some point, I don't know why, I had like 3 things, right? Of white, of like the small bases or little containers. And I'm like, why do I have this many? You know, I don't know. So I decided I am going to get that. Wait, sorry about the noise. And if you don't do this, guys, I always start with the back while it's warming up. And it will, now that it's warmed up, then we bring it to the front. And it just helps a little bit, right? So it's not, takes forever. I think the love needs some love. Okay, it looks like we're good. And what we're going to bring is the mist, not the mister, the trimmer. Guys, you know I can't cut anything straight, so. And obviously not a whole lot even. And all I'm making is quite a tag in here. So I don't know, this needs to be 1 inch and we have a little bit more. So because it's so much more, I'm gonna cut 1/4 of an inch there. Yeah, I think 1/4 of an inch there, and this one, so cutting here at the top, and we're going to cut that, and now this is 1 inch, and we are doing that because somewhere, and I hope it shows up because, oh, it is here. This is one of my favorite tag. I know it's not available anymore. I don't think so. But I absolutely love it, guys. Love it, love it, love it. Because I can't cut, how you call those tails? I can cut tails to save my life either. So bows and tails, guys, bows and tails, not. Oh, yes, Elizabeth is saying nice container for the embossing powder. I know it's a little big. I was looking for something smaller. I couldn't find something smaller, and I figured it's fine because it has the spoon. So it brings, I'm going to show it real quick. It brings the spoon, and so it just makes sense to me. Oh, I had like 20 spoons all over here, and it was just a huge big mess. And so there's that. That's why I have it, Elizabeth. So what we're doing is a little tag, and this is, again, I don't think it's available anymore, but it was one of those really, really great things. And now when we put this in here, it's going to be very nice. I can see that I'm going to take about 1/8 of an inch on the piece side. There we go. So we're going to start getting these kind of organized. So I'm putting this one on this side. I'm making sure that it stays, you know, aligned with the top. And then this one on here, just because I really like Secret-See, guys. Let me just be completely honest there. So we're going to put that Secret-See in there. And we are going to bring our big flower looking like that. So it's going to be a little bit on this side. Yeah, because I was thinking initially like that, but I think it looks better kind of twisted, or not twisted. Yeah. And I'm going to add the glue, especially on here, on the middle, kind of like that. And then we're going to bring our Peace and Joy, which is going to go on the lower side, I think. Not there. On the top or on the lower side? I think on the lower side. I'm going to leave it there. And then the bubble bath one up here. So here's the thingy. I don't think it needs that much. Yeah, on the lower side, guys. I like it. Thank you, Ida. Oh, welcome, welcome. So there we go. And now I'm bringing some dimensionals, and we'll add some dimensionals to my not purple, to my pink friend here. Not purple, guys. Hey, Sonia, how are you? Welcome, guys. I'm just glad you're here. And then we'll bring this one up here, and it'll just like give it a pop-up to that, and I think it looks really, really beautiful. I already lost my little pin, of course, in this mess. Sometimes I really wish you could see the mess that I create. It's like craziness. Okay, so you guys can see what we created today. We have still the option of adding some of these beautiful stars, I think. I love these. We can use these ones too. Ooh, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think red looks better, but I don't have a whole lot of red. The only other reds I have is from last year, and these are the ones I have. I'm just thinking if this, because these are very translucent. I'm not sure. I think red is not going to cut it because it'll be red on red and it will look good. You know which ones I'm thinking? So these that I obviously got and have not used, these are like grayish, but they look whitish too. Don't quote me, guys. Don't quote me. And See, these are, I think these are going to look great. Yep, they do. So I'm going to use one in there, a bigger one that we're going to put, I don't know, guys, right in there. So they're dark enough that they're visible, but they are not totally white. So I don't know. I like them. And I haven't used it, so this is the perfect opportunity to do that. I'm going to put one more. Not like that, somewhere around here. I've been liking that idea of seeing like the stuff, or the not the stuff, the bling, like along the pages, the like inside the flowers. I don't know how to say, within the flowers, through the flower, not through the flowers. So I think we have these three. These look very much like in line, and I don't like that. Okay, we made it. What do you guys think? These are called Basic Gray and Smoky Slate Pearls. And if I'm not mistaken, they may still be available, guys. I'm not sure. But what do you guys think? It looks really cute, doesn't it? And then we just, this is not straight, guys. And it could be less noticeable if it weren't the fact that we have stripes in here, and so we can totally see where it's at. And so thankfully it's glue and it helped. And yep, nobody's got to look in that. So there we go. Okay, sorry guys, but yep, I didn't even see that it was not straight when I glue it. I don't think I was even paying attention to that. Isn't that funny? Okay, so this is what we got, and then we can open these, and then we have, let's see, we have pockets. We can add these. These are just for fun, guys. I just love them, and so I have to do it. I have to use them. And then we have another one in here. Of course, another mat will be great. You know, there's many options to put in here. So for example, I'm thinking, like if you just wanted to bring these one in here too, or just in there, you could. Just because you have many ephemera in this area, it will look great. And this one has Merry and Bright, so you can also put it like that anyway, you know, just to create some changes. There is a couple of mats in here, one flap, another mat for pictures and some areas to document. And then we have big picture, another area to document. And actually I forgot to do something in here. So you can still put something in here. I completely spaced it out, but it's totally okay because I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to do tons of other things and ideas. Let me inspire you a little bit. Yeah. Is it how? Yes, it's keeping traditions. So is the workshop kit keeping traditions? Yes. Anita is asking. So okay, and it is a big. So it will be in the end 4.5 by 6. You can totally make these a little smaller, I think, and just kind of work around some of the measurements. I didn't even try it honestly because I just liked it very much, and I think it's just great for what it is, right? So it's less a card and a little bit more. Anita, when you say tags, are you referring to these tags? If you're referring to these tags, these are retired. They are called designer tag dies. And I just use them every so often because I love them. And they all came in the same packet. So these I don't know. I'm thinking this one may be from a paper pumpkin. I think it was from a paper pumpkin, but these definitely came with this one that it resembles this, which I've used it a ton of times. You've seen me. I absolutely love it. I found my pin, yay. So let me show you the other version. So this is the version with the flap, what I was telling you. So this one has a magnet, so it's easier to hold. I included these in there, and that's what I was telling you, that I don't like this. I'm planning to put something in here, so that's why I don't mind a whole lot. But if you don't want to decorate the back, then you can just put in, remember when we were doing the pocket, you can just get it in the pocket, and then nobody will be able to see it. So this is just using I forgot, this is Celebratory Sips and the Workshop, which I forget how it's called, but I bought them because I love it. I love this color combination, by the way. And so we have, again, some tags in here. This one is not perfectly matching, but it's fine because nobody's watching the yellows. So there you go. We're hiding them. And then some extra stuff for documenting. I did not do the extra page here, so you could see how it looks without it. And then I did add some extras in here. And this is what I was thinking of going initially, which is just adding this one. I did not add anything here, in this case. So this is one option with that one. And then you have the belly band. And this is, oops, sorry guys, I had it off. With some of the retired, well, I think this one, Seasons of Elegance, is still available, right? And so I just made this one also. Oh, the other thing is this one is matted, right? So this one requires different, cutting and whatever. So much, much more work than just using the DSP as the base. What I like about these is it makes it thicker, but it also feels like sturdier logically. So this one feels a little less, sturdy. And so this is the other one I made. This has the belly band. I use the same Peace and Joy and cutouts from there. And then this one does have the vellum or the extra paper, which it came out because I didn't glue it correctly. It's fine, guys. Totally fine. And so I just, okay, let's look here for a minute. So these are just like a little, create a little booklet. So just fun, right? To add stuff. Like I said, I got really distracted doing this. That's my problem, guys. I get distracted doing these things. And then I just added this little teddy bear here, and then you have some extra area for that. You can make more mats. I added some of that vellum that we bought, that Stampin' Up had last year, and I have barely used it, so I figured this is a great time to use it. It matches really well with this paper, like the whole concept. And then there's another area here that you can totally add like a gift card. I made these tags, just a combination of tags. As you can tell, I was having some fun. This is probably the tags that I use all the time, and I, obviously use them because you've seen me before. And yeah, just decorations. I don't know what's happening here, guys. Why is this? Well, probably I didn't. Oh, and Anita is saying that she still has some of these DSP. Yeah, I love this one. So this one is still available, if I'm not mistaken, the green one. Is it Seasons of Elegance, how it's called? And then I have here an area for a picture, and then just a general, kind of like area to display. You can put something else in here. I did not fill this up, and that is totally fine. I closed it actually. Oh, yeah, all is closed. But I really like, and I know you guys know this, I really like using belly bands. To me, it makes a whole lot of, just make it easier to make decorations, I think. So I love belly bands. This is what I was telling you. If you have something like this that closes, part of the problem is that you cannot like decorate a whole lot. The decoration has to be different. And so I did use some other stuff from other places, right? These flowers belongs to the Be Kind workshop. And then that's why I don't prefer the flap. It makes a lot of sense, but I don't prefer it. And then I do like having these because this helps a lot, and and then you can decorate all around without worrying about the flap. Oh, perfect. I am glad that you like it. Yeah, I really like this one, but then again, I'm like a gold person. So this gold and green color combination, well, gold and mossy meadow and old olive is definitely one of my favorite combinations. Um, it just makes it so elegant. And this is too, it's so funny, right? Also, it has green. I don't love green on its own, but combined with things, I love it. And there we go. So we have just a lot of fun from A12. So it's kind of like one sheet wonder, right? And you can add, of course, different things in here, as decorate as you want. But yeah, we did it, guys. It just took us an hour and a half. Oh, Kim is saying that she likes the matting. Yeah, I like the matting too. Oh, Adrian is saying that the celebratory sips. So I think that you guys are like me and just like the matting, the color contrast. It just gives a lot to the eye. I love it too. The only thing is I wish I didn't do this so I could expand in the front, but I mean, they're good. They're all pretty. Okay, okay, ladies. Well, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're getting ready, for those of you that are not demonstrators, to get some of the new stuff that is coming, some of the beautiful, beautiful products. I wanted to showcase um, this suite because quite frankly the colors are so beautiful. I'm in love with it. Thank you, Ida. Oh, good, send me pictures. I am so glad you like them, Sonia. So yeah, I really wanted to promote that one because it's coming and I love it. But like I said, this is one of the suites that I will be using for the Christmas workshop, sorry. So I think you're going to love that workshop. What I have in my brain looks so good in my brain. Let's cross our fingers. So, thank you, Elizabeth. Have a good evening, Adrian. And okay, so just real quick, like and share and subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget that that helps a lot here in YouTube. And when you do that, it's telling YouTube that you really like what you saw, and YouTube thinks it's worth it to recommend to other viewers, and that helps me a lot. So if you are kind enough, do that. Thank you, Julie. By the way, I did bring these. Let me bring this up here. Okay, so I still have these. I did do the random roulette thingy, and I did not do it in here. So I already have a winner, and it's going to be coming to them hopefully soon. I quite frankly can't remember who the winner was. I have it jotted down upstairs in my in my desk. I'm so sorry, guys. I completely spaced out who was the winner, but that's fine. So yes, I this will go to the person that won it, and I have some other surprises for you. If you come to the Christmas workshop, we're going to have some goodies to give away. By the way, some of that ribbon, because like I mentioned, I still have some of this ribbon is one of them. I have a ton of it still. And so we have a couple of giveaways. So let's see. I don't think I have anything else. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all your support. I'm so glad you like the project, and let's see. God bless you all, and then we'll see you. I'm trying to figure out where my stuff is. We'll see you next next Tuesday, and thank you again. Bye.